Hey everybody, it's Craig with Smartphone Envy. Got a great face-off for you today between a couple of hottest smartphones out there. The Sony Ericsson Xperia Arc versus HTC Sensation. Don't forget to stop by smartphoneenvy.com. Check out my winner of today's face-off, along with the written review, also some photos and videos taken by both of today's contestants. All right, let's kick this off. Sony Ericsson Xperia Arc. Definitely the lighter of the two, weighs in at 117 grams. Quad band GSM, dual band 3G, build quality. It's got scratch-resistant Gorilla Glass. Other than that, you're talking pretty much high-grade plastic. It's got some nice chrome accents on both sides. You can see the Arc where it gets its name right there. Let's pop the battery cover and take a look underneath. Got a 1500 milliamp hour battery rated at 7 hours of talk time. It is the winner in that department between these two. Micro SD card slot is right here, obviously not hot swappable. SIM card slot, speaker down here in the lower right hand corner. It's your camera in upper left. Put this back together. Up on top's the power and lock key. Sits a little low, kind of a drag, but you can power the phone up by touching the home key on the physical key. HDMI port, which is nice. Micro USB port, volume rocker, dedicated camera key, all on the right hand side. Microphone down on the bottom, lanyard loopholes. And on the left hand side, 3.5mm headphone jack. All right, the HTC Sensation weighs in at 148 grams, so quite a bit heavier. Definitely I would put it almost in the heavyweight class. Offers quad band GSM, tri-band 3G. Build quality, again, we've got Gorilla Glass. Nice chrome accent, a little grill work over the earpiece. Also a little chrome accent around the front-facing camera. High-grade plastic just below the display. Shell itself is made out of a very nice high-grade plastic with some texture coating up at the top and bottom on the battery cover. Take this apart so you can see how it works, because it's basically just two pieces. I guess they're all just two pieces, but this really looks to be two pieces. So here's your phone right here, which you can see, and you've got your micro SD card slot right here, which is hot swappable, which is nice. SIM card slot, battery, speaker is right here, upper right, camera and dual LED flash right next to it, and then the case battery cover is made out of a very nice high-grade plastic, very solid, and the phone just slips right in like that and pops back into place. No big deal. Alright, so there's your camera, dual LED flash and speaker. Up on top, 3.5mm headphone jack, power and lock key. On the, what is that? That's going to be the right hand side, nothing. On the bottom is the microphone. Excuse me, and then on the, let's see, I've got this thing backwards now. Yeah, there we go. On the left hand side, micro USB port and volume rocker. Say I get it turned around, I get completely lost. Alright, let's talk cameras, because we've got a couple of good ones. We've got the 8 megapixel autofocus, LED flash, touch focus, image stabilization, geotagging, and faces smile detection camera on the Xperia Arc. Video capture 720p. The Sensation also offers an 8 megapixel camera with all the same features except for offers a dual LED flash, again with autofocus, geotagging, touch focus, face and smile detection, image stabilization. Then the big difference, video capture is 1080p at 30 frames per second, so you've got full HD video capture. Alright, let's take a look at the displays on both. There's a couple of nice ones. On the Xperia Arc, you've got a 4.2-inch Super LCD. Capacitive touch display, 480 by 854 is the resolution. Offers an accelerometer, sensor proximity sensor, as well as multi-touch. There is no front-facing camera, and just below the display you have 3 physical keys, back key, home key, and main menu key. On the Sensation is a 4.3-inch QHD Super LCD capacitive touch display, resolution of 540 by 960. Again, offers an accelerometer, sensor, proximity sensor, multi-touch, as well as a gyro sensor. Upper right-hand corner, front-facing VGA camera for video calls. Below the display, 4 touch-sensitive keys, home key, main menu key, back key, and search key. As far as memory, the Xperia Arc comes with 320 megabytes of internal storage, 512 megabytes of RAM, and internal storage can be expanded an additional 32 gigabytes through the use of a micro SD card. On the Sensation, comes with 16 gigabytes of internal storage, 768 megabytes of RAM, and again you can expand internal storage an additional 32 gigabytes through the use of a micro SD card. Both phones offer Wi-Fi 802.11 BGNN, support for DLNA and HDMI out. You need an adapter on the, not an adapter, but it uses a micro USB port on the Sensation for the HDMI out. Both offer Bluetooth version 2.1 on the Xperia Arc, version 3 on the HTC Sensation. Both offer GPS with support for AGPS. Both phones can be used as Wi-Fi hotspots. Processor on the Xperia Arc is Qualcomm's MSM 8255 1 GHz processor. On the Sensation, it's Qualcomm's MSM 8266 1.2 GHz dual-core processor. Operating system on both is Android 2.3 Gingerbread. And the UI on the Xperia Arc is Sony Ericsson's Timescape UI. And on the HTC Sensation, it's HTC Sense version 3.0. What do you say we run the Quadrant Standard Benchmark test on our two combatants here, and we're off. Good clean start on both. Again, big advantage to the HTC Sensation with the dual-core processor. And also 768 megabytes of RAM versus 512. But let's see what happens. Gives you a good look at the displays, frame rates, frames per second down the lower left-hand corner. Again, both operating systems are running Android 2.3 Gingerbread. And we're almost done on the Sensation. And came back with 1992, and on the Xperia Arc 1373. So yes, our definite winner of the Quadrant Standard Benchmark test today is the HTC Sensation. Let's give our unofficial speed test a shot here. Let's go in and find Advanced Task Killer on both and kill all of the background apps, as it were. Everybody's dead. Let's go back to the home screen. I'll try and kick these off at the same time. Start with Calendar. That was definitely the Arc. Let's go to Maps. That looked to be the Sensation. Let's try Settings. Well, it was hard for me to tell. I need your help on that one. Let's go to Gmail. That was the Sensation. Let's go to the Market. Well, that looked like a dead heat to me. Either way, very close. Let's try Messaging on both. That was definitely the Arc. Let's try the cameras on both. You know, hard to tell where they're finished. I actually think as long as it took the Arc to load up, I think it was actually ready to shoot before the Sensation, but I could be wrong. I'll need your help on that one as well. And then let's try the phone on both. That was definitely the Sensation. And Messaging I did. Let's try third party. Again, they're both running off the same Wi-Fi network. And as you can see, the Sensation was quicker there as well. So while the Sensation absolutely just buried the Xperia Arc on the Quadrant Standard Benchmark test, in reality, they're not that far apart. The Sensation was, I think, quicker in more examples than not, but the Xperia Arc had a good showing. It's time for our YouTube comparison. Again, I've got them running off the same Wi-Fi network, and they're both set to default to play HQ, playback in HQ, and we're off. Alright, let's try one more. Let's change the order or the location so they get the same lighting on both. Sorry that it's not perfect for you. We want to look at Rise of the Planet of the Apes trailer. That sounds perfect. And we're off. Alright, let's run one more real quick. Let's try Crazy Wizard. All right, there's a look at our YouTube comparison, and 2 out of the 3 videos were spooled up quicker on the Sensation as opposed to the Xperia Arc. And then other than that, give you a good look at the displays on both, because there's a big difference in the way they look when playing back the video. So I'll let you guys decide which one you like better. Let's run our navigation comparison on both. Navigate to Corner Bakery. Alrighty. Running neck and neck.
Head north on Lansburn Circle toward Instoneport, then turn right onto Instoneport.
Alright, that's the HTC Sensation. It's already grabbed the GPS and provided us with our voice-guided turn-by-turn navigation. We're still waiting for the GPS to lock well enough on the Xperia Arc to get our voice-guided turn-by-turn, but as you can see, we already have our route. So that portion has worked quite well. Take a look at these. I have both of them in satellite. Scroll around a little bit here on the Sensation. Again, you can double tap to zoom in, pinch to zoom as well on both, as you can see there. Pull that out a little bit further. Seems pretty fluid, doesn't seem to have too many problems. So that's the Sensation. We're still waiting on the GPS on the Xperia Arc. I know it works. You've seen it before in other video face-offs where the GPS grabbed. Again, we've got a very overcast day here in LA, and I don't know if that's supposed to be make a difference or not, but it seems to. So the Xperia Arc seems to work just fine. Again, you can double tap to zoom in, pinch to zoom as well. Map scrolls just fine, redraws great. Sorry about hitting the camera stand. Anyway, there's a look at navigation. Both of them handled it very well. I'm not quite sure why we're not getting the GPS to grab on the Xperia Arc today, but we had absolutely no issue at all with the HTC Sensation. It's time to try and demonstrate my gaming prowess, which is obvious I have none, but we'll give it a shot anyway. We've got Raging Thunder 2 loaded on both, and we'll start with the HTC Sensation. And we'll run a lap. Alright, that's a Sensation. Let's take a look at the Xperia Arc. Alright, there's a little example of some gaming on both of our contenders.